Guys, this is Tarquin coming back with another episode of A Clash of Kings Mountain Blade. YouTube is still processing all the videos I've recorded today, but I don't care. I still have the backups, and now it is day 438, and we are continuing with Alesander Stone. What we want to do now is we are going to go to Essos. And the way that we're going to get there is to go to Bravos. Now, how we get to Bravos, we're going to see right now. Okay, Tabby Case marries Sir Lyle Craighall at Case. Very nice, happy for them. But we would be running a very long way. We don't want to do that. What we're going to do is actually go all the way through the Vale, so that we will not have the chance of running into any enemies on the road. Now, this is a very roundabout way of getting to where we want to go, but it's exactly the way that is the safest for us. And anyway, it doesn't matter if things take a little while to go. Wow, I don't know what was up with those graphics, but a little bit of a spike there. And let's see what's going on in the marketplace here. Thick heraldic heavy leather armor, so I guess heavy leather armor somehow getting almost to plate status. And we can afford these spiked maces. However, this is quite close to what is becoming home for us. So what we're going to do is not worry so much about that. We're going to buy some cabbages and some breads. And we're about to leave here and jump through the Vale. We have been invited to a feast at Fair Market, but we're not going there. We couldn't care less about the Fair Market feast. And right now we just see that we are planning on leaving the Vale when we can, riding to Bravos. Now, how do we get to Bravos? That is the question. The Courtship Error script event. That's okay. We see that it does take quite a while to run around the Vale. We're right here now. And then we're just running to the other side of the Vale. Taking a very, very long time to run from one end of the Vale to the other. We see that it's taking perhaps 48 hours. These are all the Lords of the Vale. We don't have to worry about them. They are cool with us. And, okay, from Gulltown, we take off and get on the water, going towards Bravos. Which is pretty far away. As far as things go, you see that it takes about probably 3 or 4 days for us to get to Bravos from the entrance to the Vale, which is essentially right at the north. But it is quite far. And we are going to look for javelins here. We're not going to find them. The armor in Bravos, not that great. The horse is quite poor. But the food is cheap, and there is smoked fish for very affordable prices as well. We must pay a little bit of coins. That's fine with me. And now, we are going to take this long walk across the Isle of Essos. The continent of Essos. I am always making this mistake. Stopping off at Pentos to try and get some javelins for our people. Now, out in the field here, we see some mountain bandits. We are going to run them down. We will be quite happy to have this battle with them. Your luck has run out, wretch. Prepare to die. We're just going to charge. We do not fear bandits at all. We can see that this is a map that we know and love. It'll take us a little while to get our forces through here, but it's actually going to be fine for cavalry because it'll split them up a little bit. And let them run one over another, as opposed to coming all in one big bulk at a line of infantry. They're going to be staggered a little bit, which is going to help them. But now these mountain clans are going to feel a lot of pain. Missing repeatedly, missing every shot so far in this fight, but now finally getting some kills. We can see that they are just Much, much weaker than wildlings in every way. Nothing to fear here. Although they do have more spears, and they aren't shy about trying to use them to unhorse people. Once we're on the ground, what are they going to do? Only try to kill us with spears there. That's not going to be that successful for them. You can see our horsemen making the same mistakes that we do frequently, just running around to the bad angles and trying to hit someone from horseback isn't as simple as hitting them on the ground. But of course, you can just ride away. 2 people wounded. That's fine. We're going to capture a lot of these mountain bandits. This item pool, pretty boring for us. But we are going to run right here to Pintos and hope that we can find lots of javelins for all of our people. Was that 31 looters? I think it was. That would have been a nice group of people to attack, but we didn't catch them quite in time. We see now balanced throwing spears, 3 sets of them. That's what we're going to get. We'll sell that stubborn courser. We'll even sell those cabbages. We'll sell exquisite grain, what do we care? We just need to get these spears. Oops, I bought the wrong ones, didn't I? I bought heavy throwing spears, not the balanced ones. Those were not what I needed. But we can return them, that is right. Now we have 3 balanced throwing spears here. We're probably going to want balanced spears in general, just for the optimal things. So, Canute Bandside. Does he have the power throw? He does. We already got that for him, so now he's going to have those throwing spears, as well as the 2-handed weapons. We know that Finna has that spear, and now also going to have the throwing spears. And Giannis already with them. What about Graznon? Does he have the power throw yet? He does not. We're going to need to look back through our men and see who has that 2nd level, maybe. Unless Felton Flower should have it, perhaps. He does not. Alright. Rather than keep going through that haphazard, we're just going to look. Power throw. Giannis, Martin Snow. And Arato Centaurian here. We're going to get him actually, we're going to put this point into Ent so that he can get 2 power throws. And that is not ideal because it's preventing him from getting that 10th strength point, but it is actually going to let us get him some throwing weapons, so it's going to be excusable for me. And now we're going to run up to Navarre and hope that, as a consequence of being this sort of place in general, that it's going to be exactly what we want in terms of getting more javelins for our men. Those broken men, no idea why they're trying to mess around with me. But we're just going to go here to the arms merchant. Lots of curved swords, but we're going to go ahead and buy these heavy throwing spears, I think. Yes. Or do we want just the balanced javelins? Heavy javelins, better than balanced? No, actually, just worse. Selling off those spears, and we're getting these 2 nice sets of javelins. We don't want that curved greatsword because it does do cutting damage, and we want piercing or blunt damage ideally. Piercing, what we can think of as thrust damage, which is what we get from crossbows, from the Morning Star, and from stuff like that. Giannis, because he does have 3 power throw, is going to get these heavy throwing spears instead of the balanced ones. That's just the breaks because it's what we have access to right now, and that's going to free up Eratos to get some javelins. Now, does anyone have just 1 in power throw? Alan Cargill. And we're going to get him these javelins that we've just gotten there. And hopefully this is going to work out really well for us. I really like the javelins on the skirmishers, so I'm just assuming that if we use it on our men that we're going to be happy with the results too. I'm going to keep my spear because I can be trusted to use it properly, unlike my esteemed colleagues and brothers in arms. Now, we bought many javelins, but do we need any for anyone else? We know Knut Banside and Finna have them, we know Martin Snow has them, and Giannis Marone does not have them. Bolakwo can also equip them, so we're going to go to Mir and try to buy a couple more. After we attack these pirates who obviously are itching to be killed by people like us. Now, we don't want to fight them on the ocean, but we have managed to find them right outside of the ocean, which is perfect. We're just going to charge them down. We're not very worried about anything here. You can see on our characters, like Giannis and some of our other knights, that they still do have the spears. We have not yet replaced those spears with our two-handed weapons. That is part of the plan. And wow, we're just going to go ahead and get off of this. And now, going with this blunt weapon. Why? Just because we're going to be moving it a little closer on them. But maybe the two-handed weapon would be beneficial. We're getting enough kills with this, though, enough knockouts, I should say, that I don't think we need to re-evaluate anything in this battle. Alright, but that's going to be the end of this battle, and there has been something pop up on the internet for me to do for money, so I'm going to bail out of this right as soon as I can finish this up. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. This is Tarquin signing off. I'm not going to be saying anything else here. We're just getting out of this battle, and I'm going to go to work for this dude, Eden Seidman, who pays me 5 cents every time I tell him something very small about a hotel. We are leaving all of these people behind except that one skirmisher because we know that he's going to be a bro. I know I said I was going to quit talking, but I just couldn't stay away for that 1 second. And this is me being done, hitting save and quit. Okay.